Hello guys and welcome back to Sophisticated Obsession. On today's show we do a first impressions of the new Tom Ford fragrance Vanille Fatale. Coming up. Hello guys, it is Matt here from Sophisticated Obsession, and on today's show we are going to be doing a first impressions of the new Tom Ford fragrance Vanille Fatale. First of all, what do we know about Tom Ford already? We know Tom Ford goes big and bold with his fragrances. All of his fragrances need to be taken with a pinch of caution when you are then wearing them, because they are bold, they are polarizing, they can be a little bit divisive for some people when they are choosing their scent. So it is important that you pick a fragrance from the private blend collection and that you have actually tried it on your skin and you've actually smelt the dry down on your skin rather than on just a blotting card. So this is the new fragrance from Tom Ford's private blend collection. Now, recently, Tom Ford has been doing a bit of hit and miss, I've got to say anyway. In my opinion, Oud Mineral was an absolute triumph and I loved it, and that is why then I purchased a bottle. I will be doing a review on that very shortly, I just have not got round to doing it yet. On the other hand, you have his quite controversially named Fucking Fabulous, and I've got to say it was a little bit of a dud. From a name like that, you need to be getting a serious fragrance. I mean, it's a serious name, the fragrance needs to live up to the hype. And unfortunately, it just didn't do it for me. It was a lovely almond fragrance, but it was just that. It was a little bit basic. I'm talking about basic for Tom Ford, not just basic in general, because it is a beautiful fragrance. But for Tom Ford, I wanted that spark, that real sort of excitement and that real difference. Now, Vanille Fatale. Now, I don't have a bottle of this, so I'm just sharing with you my views of what I smelt when I went to the Tom Ford boutique. So this isn't going to be a full review, it is literally just first impressions. First of all, Vanille Fatale, what do we know from the name? The first thing is the vanille. So, vanilla. I would expect that this is going to be the same vanilla scent that you get in his world famous tobacco vanille. It's going to be sweet, it's going to be sort of like almost like honeyfied, it's going to be really thick. But then Fatale, I don't have a clue what that means. Fatality? Do you kill people if you spray too much? I don't know. So when I sprayed it, instantly you do get that vanilla smell, and it is the same as tobacco vanille. So if you really like your sweet gourmand fragrances, you might be onto a winner here. Now the Fatale, I still don't really know what that means, but it isn't tobacco-y, so it doesn't just copy tobacco vanille. It's something different. And I want to say it's almost like oriental. I've got two fragrances that I combined. I did like a little experiment and I created a very similar fragrance. If you are smelling it separately, you probably would not know the difference. However, if you then sprayed one on one arm and then my little concoction on the other, you probably would then be able to smell the difference. But the two fragrances that I combined was tobacco vanille and plum japonais. Now plum japonais is that sweet oriental, and it's got sort of like decadent plum with then some really sort of like nice spicy notes that are not harsh, they're quite delicate and also a little bit florally. Now combining those two elements, you've got a really nice combination, and it seems to work, and I think that it might be very similar to Vanille Fatale. The next question, am I going to purchase it? Well, as I've just said that I've got two fragrances that I can then combine to then create a similar, if not the same fragrance, I'm probably not going to buy it. However, Rach, at absolutely loved it. Like she was literally saying, when are you gonna get it? You gonna get it? You gonna get it? Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. And I was like, whoa. And I hardly ever get that reaction from her. In that respect, I'm sort of thinking, oh, maybe I should get it, because obviously her reaction is brilliant. So I wonder what other reactions I'll get from the public. Is it gonna be a really good compliment getter? So that is my very, very brief review. He's probably been a little bit too experimental in the last year or so. And I think that certainly with Oud Mineral, which thankfully I love, but that is very much experimental, because you're combining real skanky oud notes with then some salty notes as well. And the first 20 minutes of that fragrance, I'd be lying if I said that it was pleasant. It's not an easy wear, let's say, but after that 20 minutes it then just dries down to be absolutely amazing. And then with his other fragrance, Fucking Fabulous, it was just a little bit too much marketing over the actual substance. And he says that it's like a limited edition, but I know for a fact that that is probably going to be distributed around the world and to quite a few stores, because I was trying to find it and I was searching absolutely everywhere to find this fragrance, and I couldn't find it anywhere, and I had to go to London to then actually try it. But then last weekend I went to Manchester and it was there. So I'm sort of thinking, well, maybe they have tried to do the marketing ploy and say, oh, it's limited edition, oh, you know, you gotta rush to then get it, but it might have backfired. That's sort of what I'm thinking. It might have backfired, and so therefore they're sort of releasing it a little bit more broadly. Now they will probably, with a fragrance like that, put it into the vault. And so for those of you that don't know what the vault is, that basically is where they'll take all of the fragrances, they'll lock them away, and then they'll keep them like locked away in a warehouse for like years. And then suddenly they'll bring it back, and that will boost sales, because people will be getting a little bit nervous thinking, oh god, I'm never ever gonna find this fragrance again, I need to buy it now in bulk, and they buy like 4 at a time. So it is a marketing ploy. Tom Ford does it very, very well. But I sort of think that it might be a little bit of a dud for this fragrance. Just to reiterate, going back to Vanille Fatale, I think that they've done really, really well. And I think that Tom Ford has gone back to his roots, and he's gone back to the tried and tested formula that works. Big, polarizing, but lovable. Very much unisex. Anybody could wear this. It seems to tick quite a lot of boxes. People buy it. I mean, it's totally unisex, this fragrance, totally unisex. I would say that it teeters more on the formal wear, but it could so be worn as a casual scent. Like I wear my Tobacco Vanille as a casual scent, so I'm sure that then that would be able to be worn as a casual scent as well. In terms of when you would wear it, with the spicy notes and with that like thick sort of syrupy vanilla, I think that it probably would deal better in the colder months rather than in the summer. So for England, that's great, because it's cold about 10 months of the year, so yeah. Anyway, that has been it for me, just doing a very, very quick first impressions of Vanille Fatale and just a few of the fragrances that he has brought out in the last year. I hope you've enjoyed it, and please comment down below if you want to see more of these. Also, please check us out on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at Sophisticated Obsession, and of course check out our blog where we have loads and loads of content about like where we've been on our travels and other stuff as well. So that is sophisticatedobsession.com. Also click that big subscribe button here. That's been it for me. Thank you very, very much for listening, and we will be back with some more content very, very shortly. Have a great day, guys. Bye.